What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. You guys can see it here. It's time to do a little software walkthrough of the new Pixel Watch. So obviously this is still a first generation product. If you guys follow the channel, you know we already kind of did our quick review on this after using it for a little bit, and we still came away impressed. Is it perfect? No, definitely not. But what they did here in this first gen product is really good. It's definitely positive for what they could do in next year's update or whenever they decide to update this to the V2 model. But yeah, for now, let's go ahead and talk about the actual user experience and do a software walkthrough of this. Before we go into the software, if you guys missed our other video, band changing we talked about in our unboxing and in a band video, but I want to show you guys again how to do this because a lot of people still seem to be under the impression it's difficult. It really is not. On the top here you can see right actually on the side of the device by the band, so on the top it's right here. What you're going to want to do is actually just press that in and slide towards that in the same direction, and it's that easy to pop out. When you want to put it on, you're just going to line it back up in the grooves and slide it back in. You get that little clicking sound. It is not difficult at all. Let's do it one more time. Press down on the button, slide to the right. When you put it back in, slide it, make sure it's lined up, slide it back to the left. It really is that easy, guys. It is a proprietary system, unfortunately, though. You can see there is nothing really on Amazon yet like this. However, obviously that will be coming soon. I'm sure we'll see those China knockoffs in the very near future at a much more reasonable price point than what Google's currently offering in the 50+ category. Now, having said all that, these are nice bands. There is no stretch to them, so keep that in mind. But moving on to the software front. So first things first, a lot of people are going to realize out of the box, AOD is actually off. So you would not have this dimmed display on, and I think Google's doing that purposely because they know how bad the battery is on this. So if you want to go ahead and enable it, like most people I'm sure will, you can do a quick swipe down on the top, go into settings, and then display, and you can see right down here is the option for that always on screen. Go ahead and swipe that on and you will be good to go. So I still prefer it. I think you're paying for a watch with a feature. You want to use all those features. I like having that dim display, as you can see. So at any point in time, I can kind of see what the watch is without having to do the tilt to wake. Not a big deal. Personal preference. You guys might like it, but this is what I'm going to ride with. Minus that, if you pull down like I did, you can see all of your quick setting menus for your airplane mode, bedtime mode, battery, settings, notification sounds, etc., etc. If you want to swipe back up from there, you will get all of your recent notifications. And this is something else I've actually talked about recently in another video. When you scroll, there is no inertia scrolling. It is simply scroll as you go. So you do get a little bit of a haptic feedback here, which is definitely nice, but I prefer that endless scrolling with ease like you get on an Apple Watch. So just my 2 cents on that. If you swipe to the left or to the right, you will get all of your quick panels. It is actually a massive loop, and you will eventually get back to the watch face going either direction. So it's just something to keep in mind there. Hopping into the actual settings of the device, you can see your options. You have connectivity. Depending on which model you have, you'll have Bluetooth or LTE options. Obviously, we only have the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi version here, so we have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, NFC, and airplane mode. We already went through display. You have your gestures, and this is kind of what we were talking about. You can turn on tilt to wake. So if you do not have your always on display on, it'll remain black, and then when you lift your watch up, it will display your time in a live scenario. You do have touch to wake if you choose as well, and you have touch lock as your next option. So if you touch and hold the watch face, you will be able to change it as well. That is the only other option here under gestures. Then you have apps and notifications. Under your notifications, you have the options to turn on which ones you prefer, show all or disable. Do not disturb, default apps, app info, app permissions, and app storage. Then under Google, you can look at your assistant and your Google account. If you click on assistant, this leaves it open for the hot word. You can turn that on and off. Speech output and about. Obviously, accounts is self-explanatory. Then you have your sound options to turn up or down the media volume and ring volume. So you can hear the taps. And that is the max on that sound volume profile. Ring and volume, ring and notification volume I should say, alarm volume, screen unlocking sound, and charging sound you can turn on and off. Then your vibration, you have an option for a toggle to turn on and off the silence watch when not being worn. Vibration and haptics if you want that on or not, and the haptics from using the crown like I said when you're scrolling. Beyond that, you have your battery life. You can turn on battery saver here. And you can see right off the bat, the first thing listed here is if you turn battery saver on, it will turn off always on display and tilt to wake. So clearly those are massive battery drainers on the Pixel Watch. You have your general settings next, which you can show your unread notification dot at the bottom if you choose, and auto launch media controls, and start your tutorial. Then you have your health profile, if you wish to have all that set up. Your location, safety and emergency. This will enable you to turn on and off emergency SOS. When you press the crown in 5 times, it will automatically start that. You can hear an alarm when the countdown begins, and you can test the sound to see what it sounds like. Your accessibility options, magnification to brighten up and enhance the screen, talkback, font size, sound, vibration, RTT, text-to-speech output, and power button ends call. I haven't seen a lot of talk on this one. This is a useful benefit to add if you so choose. If you take a lot of calls on your watch, simply turn that on, hit the power button, and you will be able to end that call. Next up is security options. You have your device administration, find my device, really the only option there. And then screen lock, I currently have it on, or excuse me, off. You will need to turn this on if you guys decide to use Google Pay. And then lastly is system. So you can go into it, check out if you have any system updates available. You can see it's currently up to date. It's running Android version 11, Android security patch from July 1st. Power off, restart, your date and time, input methods. This is actually good, so you can see it gives you smart reply options. We currently have Gboard as our standard keyboard, and you can add them if you choose. About, obviously it's running Wear OS 3.5. Your regulatory information, and disconnect and reset. Now, off of that, obviously we were talking about it. Let's talk about these hardware touches here. We do have that nice digital crown that does work pretty well to scroll through all your stuff. It is a button though, so you can press it in and you get all of your apps that are available on your device. If you long press it, if you double tap it, it automatically pulls up Google Wallet. As you saw, it's not set up, so it's going to cut off. If you hold it in for about 5 seconds, I think, you'll get your power menu. And then you have this other button up top, and I am not a fan of this button. If you guys didn't see my other video, this is way too recessed down here. It's very hard to utilize when it's on your wrist. But if you press it, these will give you your most recent apps. As you can see, Google Wallet was just attempted to be open, and we were in settings, so that is what it is going to pull up. I don't believe double tapping it does anything. It doesn't, so there's GPay to set up and all that. But yeah, pretty nice layout. One thing I'm not going to go over too thoroughly in here is the companion app though, but I do want to show it to you guys just so you are aware. If you hop into it, you can do 99% of everything we talked about on the watch on your actual phone here. So you can change your watch faces. That's obviously the long press we didn't actually talk about. If you hold down, you can actually change that. Hypothetically, it's that. But then you can do everything the same way right here. if you choose to use on watch, you can press it and you can see it actually changed. So I personally like this one. We're going to switch it right back, and you can see it's right back to what it was. So aside from that, you have your tiles. You can reorganize however you want right from here as well. Notifications again, Google account, Play Store, watch preferences, privacy, accessibility, system, and then also your tips and support. Nothing new. Not going to go jump back into it. We just went over it on the watch. But you can see it does let you know if it's connected or not, the battery percentage, and if notifications are on or off. But yeah, lots to unpack here. Again, if you missed that prior video, I'm really a fan of this. I think the battery health has been kind of overrated. The battery life is it works, right? Not the best, not the worst. I think the watch is just priced a little high for what it is, but great first-gen product. I think a lot of people should still pick one up if you're in the Google ecosystem. You really cannot go wrong with one of these. I'll throw a link up in the description if you guys want to pick one up with those affiliate links. We definitely appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think. Are you a fan of the Pixel Watch, or are you going to wait on the next gen? Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.